these since I think people should do when they... Interesting. I have bad reception here, so I'm going to cross the street again, get a little closer to homes, see if that helps. Hold on. I guess I will be doing this right here. Pretty good. Nice view. So, as I was saying, if you first got Lyme disease, the first thing you're probably going to notice is that you have a Saturn-like bullseye ring that appeared somewhere on your skin. And this is the first indicator of your body warning you that you specifically have Lyme disease. Now, this is the time when antibacteria herbs work extremely good. Supplementation is usually something that people don't get into right away. This is why antibiotics work extremely good at this time as well. Because what will happen is the bacteria is new to the body and it's young and it hasn't had the time to adapt and grow and become a chronic problem yet. So if that is the scenario that is taking place in your body, you are very, very lucky, because by the time that this disease has moved into a chronic problem, you are already in big trouble. So if that has happened, then what I recommend people doing is a process, a program that is going to put you in a state where you're in a healing mode, but you're not taking antibiotics and antibacterial strong herbs at a constant rate because they're not very good. And there is Doki Doke. How's it going, man? Long time no see. And so if that is you and you have Lyme disease and you're wondering what in the world can I do with this thing naturally, because most of the time everything you're going to try is going to fail you. And the reason why is because under a microscope, Lyme disease looks a lot like syphilis. It's a bacteria that when it becomes mature, what it will do is it'll be turned into a pleomorphic disease. It'll adapt to its environment and it'll change. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I think he's like 3 weeks old now. Little sucker, already sick too. Ridiculous. No immunity yet. Anyway, so what I recommend doing is that you need to be on some herbs and some diet, preferably ketogenic, because you should avoid sugar. So jump on a polyphasic ketogenic diet, and you won't be able to go in the sun, you won't be able to do a lot, you'll lose energy, and then if you're chronic, as you know, you'll probably be going through lots of pain in your joints. So you can take some anti-inflammatories, but not many. And what you're going to need to do is take antimicrobials. And the reason that works so good is because it's light on the system. You can take them every single day and you can't miss it. You have to do this every single day all the time for months at a time. I'm talking about 3 months by the time you actually start to get better. So that's the key for this. You have to stay on it, and if you don't stay on it, your body that disease is going to change. It's going to mutate, and now you're fighting a never-ending battle trying to take something that's never going to get you better in the long term. Okay, so I would say recommend sarsaparilla. That's an herbal tea you can take every single day. You can take it in the morning when you get up, and then anytime you need to really hydrate, take that tea. It's weak enough, but it's strong enough to kill the disease, but it's weak enough that you can take it every single day all the time. Another really good one that you can get your hands on is called Japanese knotweed. It's a cheap herb that you can take for resveratrol, but people don't really realize that because they're getting resveratrol from grape skins, most likely. Concentrates, and it's very expensive, but you can save a lot of money by getting your resveratrol from Japanese knotweed, and it's a better form of resveratrol called transresveratrol, so you can save some money and it works better. So win-win. But at the same time, it actually is very good at helping destroy Lyme disease. You can sweeten things with stevia, but I don't mean the liquid or the white powder. I mean whole leaf. So if you see the green leaf powder, get that, or try to grow it. I don't recommend that because I've tried and I can't get it to grow at all. So heads up, it's really, really hard. You have to have a green thumb, and as you can see, mine is not green. So after that, I would have to say another good one is olive leaf extract. Okay, you can take olive leaf throughout the day. It really helps with allergens. It works kind of like an antihistamine, but at the same time, it again is another very strong antimicrobial. It's something you can do all the time. So those three are going to be very good. Remember, it's Japanese knotweed, it's going to be sarsaparilla is the tea, and it's going to be the one that I just mentioned, and the stevia is going to be a supplement on the side. You don't have to do it all the time. It's just helpful. It's beneficial. So when you want to sweeten things up, especially if you're on a ketogenic diet, It's going to be one of those herbs that you can benefit from sweetening things with, and at the same time it destroys Lyme disease, and it's beneficial as well. Now, if you don't want to be ketogenic, be careful of having that herb later in the day following a first meal that's void of sugar, because if you just sweeten it with stevia, they found that your next meal actually spikes your glycemic index twice as much. So careful, especially if you're diabetic. If you're not, who cares, right? It doesn't really matter. So those are your program for destroying Lyme disease. They are antimicrobials. They are weak ones that you can take all the time, and they won't have a counterindication of things like when you take berberine sulfite or when you take garlic every day, or the really strong ones. You don't want to do these, because what happens is when you're boosting your immune system to fight this disease all the time, what will happen is you can create an autoimmune disorder. And what happens is that's from your immune system being boosted and running too high for too long, right? It's like doing a sprint. You can't just keep sprinting. Your body has to stop and catch a rest. So that's exactly what's happening when you take these immune boosters. You can't do that for long periods of time, and you have to do that for a long period of time when you're trying to destroy Lyme disease. The reason why is because, again, Lyme disease is pleomorphic. So if it's trying to change and you hit it with a hard antibacterial, it's just going to adapt. The second you stop it, it's just going to change again, because you need to be on it for months. It's a very strong, very smart disease. So it's one of the worst ones that you can actually get. Lyme disease is harder to cure than a lot of forms of cancer, and a lot of people don't know that. So that's why I like to rant on about Lyme disease. I've never had it, but I like to research all things, and Lyme disease is one of those people really should study, learn a little bit about, because eventually you're going to meet somebody that has it, and you're going to want to know how you can fix them with it. Like, what can I recommend these people to do? And again, the first step, change your diet around. Try ketogenic diets. Doesn't really matter if you're plant-based, animal-based. Doesn't really matter for this, okay? This is just a cleanse. This is a detoxing period where you're attacking something. So if you have to step outside of your comfort zone to kill this disease, you're going to have to. So however you can go ketogenic, that's what I recommend. Whatever program works for you, that you're going to follow and be dedicated to. So what I mean by that is, if you are vegan, for example, and you're like, I'm trying ketogenic and nothing is working, this tastes disgusting and everything is just weighing on you, then unfortunately you're going to have to try something in the animal world so that you can stay ketogenic, because again, you're going to want to avoid all sugars during this time. Then after that, then come the herbs, then comes the medicine that you're going to be bombarding your system with at all times. So this is the second time I've gone live on my phone. And I think I've seen a couple comments pop up, but if any questions arise, let me know. I just wanted to give that information out there first for anybody that tunes in and they want to watch this video. If you've made it this far, pretty good. You've gotten the gist of everything that I actually wanted to say out. And we can go over more. I can tell you where to get these things, how to get these things, the best type, the best brands. Those are just all recommendations that are personal for me from doing these types of things throughout the years. But that if you already know companies that you like and brands that you know are good, then feel free. Just use those instead. I don't sell anything myself. I don't really promote anything for money ever at any time. So everything just comes from experience, trial and error. I've done cleanses. I've even done the Lyme disease cleanse, and I don't even have Lyme disease. I wanted to know how good it was. So that's pretty much it for today, guys. I will try to go live a little bit more often now. I have reception in this area, and I come here every single day. This is my first job. Second job starts next, and no going live at that one. So until next time.